Alright, Shalom, this is your brother Shamar from the Phoenix camp. With that being said, I want to give our honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Kakadash, double honor to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the brothers that are doing his work in true sincerity. Real quick, I'm jumping right into the scripture. It says Proverbs 3 and 25. It says, to be not afraid of sudden fear, neither of the desolation of the wicked when it cometh. The scripture's words of fear, terror, neither of the desolation, the word desolation, trouble from all the wicked when it cometh. So that's gonna be a future event, man. Terror, trouble of the wicked when it cometh. Going back to Revelations 12 and 12, the devil coming down in great wrath. You know, there's gonna be a sudden fear, man, because when Esau decides to, under the power of will of Yahweh Shem Yoshai, when he decides to let loose on this place and put in full effect his new world order, it's going to be a terrible thing, man. It's going to be a horrendous thing. It's going to be a perilous times. According to 2 Timothy, the second chapter, man. It's going to be a time like no other. This is he's going to be the cause of trouble, because this is scripture, this is prophecy, this is what's going to happen, and this is why there's scriptures like this here. It says, "Be not afraid of sudden fear, neither of the desolation of the wicked when it cometh." So that's telling you right now that the road ahead is going to be a bumpy one, man. So in this time and age, you got to prepare yourself for those things, mentally, spiritually, you know. And if you have the ways and means physically, you know, we might be on the run. We might be. Well, Scripture said we're going to be as pilgrims upon the earth. So, it might be so that you're walking, you're moving from place to place. So, you got to take all things into consideration. A wise man foresees the evil. It says, "For the Lord shall be thy confidence, and it shall keep thy foot from being taken." Ultimately, our trust is going to be Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, but you have to prepare yourself for those things to happen, because the scripture says that you know it's not going to catch us unawares. So us being as truth, we see the signs coming, and a smart man will foresee the evil, man, and he'll be circumspect about the situation. What's that? I'm going to get 2 Timothy, the second chapter. This is 2 Timothy 2 and 3, and it says, "Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier, Meshach Shai," because there's going to be hard things coming, man. Let's get that word hardness, hardship, as a good soldier, Meshach Yahweh Shai. "No man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who has shown him to be a soldier." So that talks about a mindset, that talks about a mentality, that talks about a way of being, doing, and thinking. So there's going to be hardship, there's going to be terror, there's going to be sudden fear. It's all coming, man. And the scripture says that your mentality towards all of this must be that of a soldier. Let's get that word soldier. It says, to gather an army, to enlist soldiers. We all know what a soldier is. I just thought it was going to give me a different meaning. Let's get the word defined soldier. It says that person who serves in the army, a wingless cast of ant termite. A soldier was your father on the last 4 campaigns. Uh, that doesn't really give us a good definition. Let me see here. Let me get another. Let me just try this one right here to get a more deep understanding. One of a cast of weakness. One of the type workers. Soldier. One who shirks work. Soldier. A soldier to behave in a soldierly manner. Let's find out what that word soldierly manner means. Soldierly. Let's see if I can find it. Salakia. This is the word soldier from the Noah Webster 1828. It says a man engaged in military service. So we are engaged in military service because this is a spiritual warfare. So that denotes a type of military service. One whose occupation is military, a man enlisted for service in an army, a private or no in the ranks. There ought to be some time for a sober reflection between the life of a soldier and his death. A man enrolled for service when on duty or embodied for military discipline, a private militia soldier. So the man enrolled for service, man. So, we are enrolled for service. We've been called to serve, man. We've been called to serve the Most High. We've been called to do this work, and this requires a certain discipline. It requires a certain commitment that doesn't allow you to be entangled with the affairs of this life. This is emphatically a brave warrior, a man of military experience or skill, a man of distinguished valor. In any sense, an officer of any grade to be dominant soldier. So the man of a distinguished valor, man. So let's go back to the scriptures. So 2 Timothy 2 and 3, it says, "Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Mashiach Yahushua." So that's a man of valor, a man of bravery, a man that's able to endure hardness, who's able to have courage in the face of danger. And like I said, man, that sudden fear is coming. There is a sudden fear is coming, so we have to prepare ourselves for these things. It says, "No man that wars entangle himself with the affairs of this life." Let's get these word affairs. It says, prosecution of any affair, a business or occupation. So the daily things of this life, man, that all the rest of the world seeks, that he may please him or show him to be a soldier. And if a man also strive for mastery, yet he is not crowned, except he strive lawfully. So that goes into the psalm, man. Be not afraid of sudden fear. Why? Because you got to be a soldier about this thing. You got to be a soldier about it, man. Plain and simple. So I'm going to get Job, the 5th chapter. It's a real quick lesson. This is Job 5 and 26. So that tells you there's going to be a sudden fear coming. That tells you that, your mentality, your attitude, towards it. And so with that, that comes requirement of faith, man. This is Job 5 and 26. That what it is? 20. Job 5 and 21. It says, I'll start at verse 19. It says, "He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee." And that's talking about the elect, man, because only the elect are going to have that protection. They're going to have that hedge, and they're ultimately going to have the character mentality to endure all those troubles. It says, "He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles." So it doesn't the scripture say that that troubles are not going to come. On the contrary, it's telling you that there's going to be a complete number of troubles coming towards you. That's why it says in the 7 there shall no evil touch you. So 7 is a number of completion. So going back to Psalms, the 3rd chapter, the Proverbs, the 3rd chapter, it says, "Be not afraid of sudden fear when it comes," man. So that's a guarantee right there, man. And you read in verse Job 5:19, "He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall no evil touch thee." So that's pretty much promising you and guaranteeing you that there is going to be trouble, there's going to be evils, coming upon the men of the Lord. Let's get that word strong, trouble. Tightness, adversity, affliction, distress, tribulation, trouble, straits, distress, trouble, vexure, rival wife, trouble, rival wife. So adversity and affliction, man. So that's a guarantee right there that that the men of the Lord are going to receive multiple adversity, multiple afflictions in their walk, all the way towards the end. Because this book is written for this time and age right now, which are the last days. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, because there is famine coming. There is a famine of bread coming upon the earth, and we can see that happening more and more every day. You got that hyperinflation coming in, and for all we know, man, it could be another Venezuela. Where the price of food and basic necessities skyrocketed to astronomical levels, man, which create famine. There could be shortages. There is going to be shortages. We talked about, men of the great meals. We'll talk many times about the food shortages that people that this country is facing. With meat and bread, grain, everything. That's a reality. Just because you haven't heard about it recently doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. It says, "The famine he should redeem you from death, and in war from the power of the sword." So that's telling you right there about the perilous times, going back to Second Timothy, the second chapter, man. What was it? Yeah, about the perilous times. Was that the verse? Let me see if I can find that scripture real quick. Perilous. You got the third, 2 Timothy 3:1 says, "This know also that the last days perilous times shall come." Let's get that word perilous. That word perilous is hard to do, to take, reproach, hard to bear, troublesome, danger, a harsh, fierce, savage time is coming, man. So going back to Job, it says, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yea, in 7 there shall be no evil touch thee. These are the perilous times, man. You know, there's going to be a multitude of evils, a multitude of troubles, a multitude of adversity and afflictions coming upon this earth. You know, but that's why you got to have faith. That's why you got to be a soldier through all of it. In famine, he should redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. You know, because Esau's going to come down. Revelation 12:12, the devil coming down in great wrath, not just any wrath, great wrath, man. So you got to know it's going to be war. It's going to be war. Esau's going to wage war on those that don't comply with his new world order, that don't comply with his program. It's going to be war, man. And guess what, man? The men of the Lord are going to be caught up in it, but we are going to be protected. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither thou shalt be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. You know, so that's the mindset, man. And you got to have the spirit. You got to have the spirit to do so. And for order you to have that mentality, in order for you to have that courage, that boldness in the face of all this trouble, in the face of all this adversity, there are certain things that you must do. You know, and I'm going to get this Job 11:13. It says, if thou prepare thy heart, thy mind, and stretch out thy hands toward him. So you got to prepare your mind, man. And you can stretch out thy hands toward him. That's talking about prayer. Cry not to the Lord. If iniquity be in thine hand, put it far away. So that's a requirement. If you want protection, this is what you got to do. You got to prepare your mind. You got to pray. Iniquity be in thy hand, put it far away. You got to stop doing wickedness. And let not wickedness dwell in thy tabernacle. For then shalt thou lift up thy face without spot. Yea, thou shalt be steadfast and shalt not fear. So you got to be right, man. If you expected any type of mercy in that day, you got to be right. You got to prepare your mind. You got to pray. You got to get your shit together, so to speak. Get yourself in order. You know, and you basically got to walk the straight gate, and then you can expect some type of mercy from the Lord. But if you just, you know, living your carnal ass life, and then all of a sudden you're gonna cry to the Lord, you expect Him to save you, you expect Him to secure you, to put you in safety. Hey, the Lord's gonna say, forget it, man, because it's telling you right now what you got to do to receive that mercy, to receive that protection. You know, the scriptures are speaking, man. The scriptures tell us exactly what to do. I'm gonna read it back again. If thou prepare thy heart and stretch out thy hands toward them, if iniquity be in thy hand, put it far away. Let not wickedness dwell in thy tabernacles. For then shalt thou lift up thy face without spot. Yea, thou shalt be steadfast and shall not fear. So that's what it is. That's how you get that no fear mentality, man. So I'm gonna get Psalms the 27th chapter. A few quick scriptures. I'll probably close it out. It's Psalms 27 and 1. And I'm going to go right here. Psalm 27:1. It says, the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Whom shall be afraid? So the Lord is going to give us our strength. The Lord is going to give us salvation. The Lord is going to give us our courage in that time of trouble. When the wicked, even my enemies and my foes, come upon me to eat of my flesh, and they stumbled and fell. Though a host shall encamp against me, my heart shall not fear, my mind. The war shall rise up against me, in this will I be confident. You know, so that's what it is, man. That's the mentality that you got to have. That's the mentality that David had. That's the spirit that David had. You know, that's another better word for it. You know, but one thing I have desired of thy Lord, that I will seek after him, that may dwell in the house of the Most High all the days of my life. Behold the beauty of the Lord, to inquire in his temple. For in time of trouble he shall hide me in his pavilion. The secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me. He shall set me upon a rock, a sure foundation. And what is that sure foundation? Yahweh Shai, man. You know, but I'm going to keep on going. A few more scriptures. This is Psalms 40 and 1. It's a lot. This Psalms 41 just like two scriptures about courage. It says, I wait patiently for the Most High, and he inclined unto me and heard my cry. He brought me also out of a horrible pit, because we were going to be in a horrible pit. We were going to be in a horrible case. Out of the miry clay, and set my feet upon a rock, and established my goings. He has put a new song in my mouth, even the praise unto our power. Many shall see it and fear, and shall trust in the Most High. Yeah, because the scripture said that thy people shall be willing that day, thy power, man. But this is just to tell myself, remind brothers that there is going to be great sudden fear that's coming upon this earth. More specifically here in Babylon, America, under the hands of Esau, Edom, which is the sword of the Most High. And it's going to be trouble, man. And in fact, it's going to be Jacob's trouble. Doesn't matter what these other Israelite groups teach. This is what's coming. This is what we got to prepare our hearts for. Man, this is the truth. This is the unfiltered truth. This is the reality of the situation that we're living in. It's the reality of the truth that we're involved in. There's persecution coming. There's trouble coming. There's famine coming. There's a lot of upsetting things coming. So now is the time to seek the Lord and prepare yourself and prepare thine heart, and cry out to the Lord. Going back to Job, the 5th chapter. Now is that time. Now is that time of preparation. Because there's going to be a day where the grace of the Most High is going to, those great gates of mercy, those doors of mercy, those doors of grace are going to be shut, and let the wicked be wicked still, man, and let the righteous be righteous still. The elect are going to be sealed. All hell's going to break loose. The Lord's going to protect his and destroy the rest. With that being said, just a real quick lesson. Once I will and hope was edifying. Instead, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Shem El Shai. Kahala Yahweh Shem El Shai. Let's keep on pushing. Shalom.